This is a very busy week as we get ready for a Thursday night game. So I know we'll spend some time on the game yesterday, but we're moving on and have to get rolling to get everything in order. We had really two games. If you look at the two games against the Rams, they're pretty similar, and that both teams scored pretty well. Hard-fought game, chances to do things at the end. And they came out on top, and they're a really good club. We felt pretty comfortable matching up and playing with them, and whether it was here or there, but you got to hand it to them. They found their way to win and did a nice job in doing so. It was clear that we were really running the football and able to do what we wanted to do in that regard, and it kind of gave us a feeling about the game and a way to play it, and it was our best outing on the ground with Russell's contribution. We put up a bunch of yards, but it was a continuation of the things we're trying to do. It just unfortunately it wasn't enough for a win, so it's disappointing to get your division leader, and we had two chances and we didn't knock them off when we had our opportunities. So we're frustrated by that. I think a couple bright spots that were new to us to see Rashad get his chance and really do something with it, and he really jumped out, did a really nice job in the game. It was great for him, for his confidence and all of that, and great to just see him have some fun playing football. Likewise with Jordan, up front, he did a really nice job. Simmons came through and came through against tremendous competition, and when we needed him to step in there and play some football, he was tough and handled his assignments pretty well, and had always some miscues, but basically did a really good job against really good guys. So that was really good for our depth and exciting for him too. And that he has not played a lot of football in his career, so he was really pumped up about doing it at the Coliseum for himself. It's pretty good. We kicked the ball really well. Michael had a great game punting the football. Unfortunately, we had the onside kick thing that didn't work out right. That did not go at all like we had planned, obviously, but we were going for it, and we thought it was an opportunity to try to make a play and make something special happen. Unfortunately, we didn't execute like we need to. Thought Russell had an interesting game, that he was really active running with the football, scrambles, and also in the design runs. He did a really nice job in contributing, and that's when he does that, it really makes a difference and makes it hard on the defense, and allowed Michael Davis to have a good game and Penny. So guys up front came through again, did a nice job to make that all happen. But it was some good, really good positive stuff. We know that we can go run football when we need to, and we're going to keep working with it. Defensively, we gave up too many plays, particularly early. It took us a while to zero in on what we needed to do to stop the running game. I really thought that was the key, and they did a nice job again. They continued to just keep rolling on offense, and we weren't able to slow them down enough.
What did you like about Rashad's game when you went back and watched it?
That he was explosive. Read the line of scrimmage really well, and four or five different runs, and saw things really clearly. Showed good speed on the edge, good burst. Scored easily, when I haven't seen many of those. That was really nice. It was just great to see him play football and contribute. This is the guy we've been watching and we saw in camp and all of that, and just haven't had enough good looks up to this point. But he was ready for it. He's been working hard, and we've been pushing him, and it was great to see him come through.
You said you had really been on him. You had kept on him. What exactly did you mean there?
Just to continue to push in all areas, to tax himself in just all aspects of it. Balls come really easy to him in his career, and he showed such a fantastic senior year and all of that, and he just needed to just keep working, and just that meant the way he practiced and taking advantage of every rep and watching how he eats and how he takes care of himself, and how he works in the off season in the off-field program, just everything, just helping him grow. And he's got a great attitude about it. He's been wonderful to work with and all that, but we're just showing him the way, and he's benefiting from it.
Second straight week the run defense hasn't been good in the first half. What have you seen as there's a common denominator as to why?
Nah, I don't know that's common denominator. We just got to play better and not allow the big plays to happen. We It's just consistency. It's really, that's the common denominator, the consistency at the line of scrimmage.
You had several running backs be productive for you this year. Based on what you saw from Rashad yesterday, is it safe to say he's earned a role for this team going forward?
Yeah, you know, but when everybody's healthy, not everybody's going to get the ball a lot. You know, that's just the way it goes, and so we'll figure that out. And you know, you'll see how it comes together in the weekend. Chris is going to be healthy this week, and he'll be excited to get back out there too. So it's a good group. It's a good problem. It's not a great problem for the running backs, but it's good for us, and we'll try to make the most of it.
Is J.D. McKissick practicing this week?
Not yet. But he's getting close. We think we'll use this long week here and get us, so the next time out we'll be ready to go with him.
These close losses you've been having, while obviously frustrating, do they leave you feeling like you're on the verge of kind of breaking through to the other side?
Yeah, I don't feel anything but the positive part of where we can go and what we can do, you know. And it's just unfortunate that we haven't, you know, triggered the right play at the right time at the end, and they've been really one or two plays here to finish the game off where we come back and put the points up or stop them one more time. And it is frustrating, but it is also very encouraging that we're so clearly on track with the style that we're trying to play with, and so we just have to turn those into wins.
What's the best Dion Jordan's played this year? It seemed like he's pretty active.
Yeah, he played really tough. I don't know if you caught the pursuit plays that he had. A couple of plays he was flying across the field and giving great effort to you know, just chase the ball, and he's played really solid. He always plays tough. I think this game showed him a couple times when he got to run across the field and chase. You could see the athleticism and his mentality. He's been a really good contributor.
In your last 9 games that you've played within one score, you've only managed to win one of those games going back over the last year or so. Those tight games, they haven't quite gone your way. Is there anything when you look at the
yeah, it's finishing, you know, at the right time, you know, making the right play. We've been so good at those games for such a long time. The fact that it's not happening is a little bit unusual, and I'm disappointed because we've been able to always feel like we're going to win those games and do it. And we still have the same mentality about it and attitude about it, but we got to show it. We got to get those finishes done.
You talked a little this morning about the problems with the crossing routes over the middle gap between front guys and the back. Is that a function of having inexperienced guys, less experienced guys in the secondary? Or is it?
Yeah, it would be a combination of things. It's not that easy, you know, just experience. What I was talking about is, you know, they do run a lot of crossing routes, and we were playing man to man, and we mixed some zones, and they got a couple in each. You know, they hit us in both ends of our coverage stuff. But there was a couple big significant plays. The 3rd and 15 play was really a poorly played play, and that was just, we got caught up cheating on the coverage. You know, guys looking at the wrong stuff and getting caught up. But it's an area that we have to continue to work at. And inexperience, sometimes it does play into, you know, a guy in 3rd and 15 doesn't realize I don't want to bite on the route underneath me. I got to stay deep and, you know, and be a little more poised about it. That's certainly showed up, and that's always a problem. But I don't think it's the only problem.
In that coverage on that play, is that just you're not going to cover that, just leave it and then make the tackle afterwards, the curl route in front? So just let them take that dump off?
No, okay, and there's a different way of looking at it than what you're expressing there. The linebackers in underneath coverage should be deep enough to discourage that throw, so they should dump the ball under them, not underneath the DBs, the safeties on the deep end. There's a whole nother level we should have been, you know, protecting to make them force the ball way underneath that. No, we were not trying to bait him into the 20-yard completion.
I knew you were.
How's KJ right?
KJ wasn't able to finish the game, and we'll let you know in the next couple of days. If we were practicing today, he couldn't practice, so we'll let you know.
What about DJ Fluker?
The projection is that DJ will play in this game. That was we didn't know if he'd be able to get through that last game with the hopes of making a full showing this week. So we're counting on him. He should be out there on the field working with us today and all that.
Bradley McDougald, you said he was fine, but is he?
He had a really good showing in the game, and physically he came out of it much better than he was the last couple of weeks, and so we're very encouraged that he's going to be okay for this weekend and this week, and he might turn the corner a little bit in his rehab.
How did Delano do in the role that he had filling in?
He got banged up in the game, didn't get a chance to play as much as we had hoped he would. But he did find in his opportunities that he had. It was pretty limited, though.
Pete, over the past 5 years, you guys have been pretty good in these Thursday night games on the short week. How have you sort of honed your plan for that? And will you do any more or less this week on the field than you normally do?
No, we're going to pretty much stick with the way we've done it, and we have our way. Today's a really big day for us because we have to put this game to rest and then get on to the next one, and we'll be on, in walkthrough mode today, to try to get started in the introduction of the opponent and all. Yeah, we've had a good way of going about it. We're going to stick with the way we've done that, which is really you have to work. You're working on a big recovery mode while you're trying to get ready for the game. So that's really the tip of our concerns right now is get the guys back so that they're ready to go. So we'll work that out.
Was the strip sack just sort of a good play by them, or?
It's a really good rush. Really good rush. There was a little bit of push. Rush couldn't just quite step up underneath. He just needed to just sneak up underneath him about a half a foot, and that guy, he had been pushed by. So really nice rush though. Dwayne had the guy and shoved him by, but he got a chance to reach in and just got a hand on the ball. It was a big play. Obviously, that was a big play in the game.
How do you feel Doug Baldwin's at this point in the season, coming back from the knee issues early on? Hasn't had the big game yet this season.
He hasn't had the big game yet, but he's been very consistent, and he's doing the stuff that that's coming his way. He's working hard, feels good, came out of the game okay again. I mean, each week it's been, the last 3 weeks or so, it's been, a little tentative, in coming out of the games. Is he going to recover from it? I think he came out really well on this one. I think he's on the verge of busting out because he's working hard and doing everything right, and the ball just hasn't gone that way. There have been fewer throws in the way we've been playing, so not as many opportunities as the last couple of years.
Looking ahead already to Green Bay, what have you seen from them this season so far?
Well, they've had some ups and downs. They've played very well at home, and they've had troubles on the road. Aaron's been banged around a little bit, and he's had to work through that. They're mixing the running game more than they have in the past. Aaron Jones is doing a nice job carrying the football. He's averaging almost 7 yards a carry, so that's really a problem that we're concerned about. That balance makes it harder to take your plan to stop an Aaron Rodgers, and so I know they're frustrated too. They've dropped a couple games that they should have won, and I'm sure their outlook, and so we're kind of in a similar boat right here. And the tie game, I'm sure, was frustrating too, and all that. So, but we know that they have great leadership, and they've got a great coach, and their staff is, they've been a winning program for a really long time, and we don't think of them as anything other than that. And so, it happens to be the Packers and the Seahawks. It's a big deal. We've had some great matchups in the past, and so we got to play good football.
Do they look any different now with Mike Pettin as opposed to all the years of Don Capers and what they did before?
Yeah, they look a little bit different. There's some different things that they're doing, a little different style. Because Clay's out there and the way he's been played, and Nick Perry, who might be banged up a little bit, but those guys have kind of been guys off the edge that have been really featured, and they still wind up looking like that. So you see some similarities. They haven't gone from 3-4 to 4-3 or something like that. Yeah, Mike's got his own style and some different numbers and tendencies and things like that we see.
You guys held Gurley to 72 yards in the first meeting. Was there anything different about how they used him?
No, it was a little bit of difference in how we did it, and they took advantage of it. We were hoping that we would be able to hold him down again a little bit in the fashion we went after him, and we had to go back to the stuff we had done in the first game to get that done.
When you decide during a game, hey, we're going to go with this tailback on this series, how much of that is the game plan going into it, or just based on what's happened in the game so far?
It's the game plan going into it for a while, and then we see how the game's going. And we've got some stuff that we want to see guys do, and kind of in the plan as we anticipate, and then we adjust from there. And you know, and that depends on how fresh the guy is, the big runs he had, and all that. You know, there's other factors that weigh into that. But we're trying to figure it out, and you know, it takes a while before you can really tell if, you know, which way you want to go. I mean, it was obvious that Rashad got off to a great start, and there was a little portion there we just need to get him back in the, you know, in the kind of the routine of it, but you know, we ran the ball very effectively, and I wish CJ could have run the ball in this game too. We didn't get enough opportunities for him to do it. You know, we have to run it 45 times or something to get that done. But you know, we like all of our guys. They're all willing players, competitive, versatile, and they all can make things happen. We've already shown you that the guys can all run for 100 yards. You know, and there's a good consistency there. So you know, it's a good problem.
You mentioned Russell and kind of his impact on that too, and when he runs like he did yesterday, were they just sort of allowing or kind of not covering Russell as much and was allowing some of that?
No, we did. There's there's opportunities to read the option, you know, whether he's giving the ball or keeping it, and he read it out and saw his opportunities and took advantage of it. And some games it doesn't happen where the opponent won't let the quarterback run, and so. You know, we're okay about that. But he did it very, very skillfully in this game, and you know, he averaged 9 yards a pop or something. You know, and the scrambles were well done also. But in that phase of it, that really helps our running game when we get a chance to make them have to stop him. He had a couple bootlegs that he kept and put on the corner too, which was good. So all of that just adds to the dynamics of the run game and helps us in a lot of ways.
Lockett to career high in touchdown receptions, and the one yesterday and a few of the others have been kind of that contested one-on-one. Just for a guy his size, what allows him to win those battles?
You know, it has been obvious in this season that he has been more successful in contested plays, and he's just come through making his plays to the point where he's doing a fantastic job. It was a great catch yesterday, but he's been doing that all season long. And what allows him to do it is he's a fantastic athlete. He's got great timing and confidence, and he's, you know, in everything he does, he's a playmaker. I mean, look at the reverse that he ran, you know, and all the stuff he did to take care of that run. It just shows his versatility. He's just a fantastic ball player. I mean, being a returner and all that stuff, you know, that all comes into play. He's got great instincts, and he's got good hops too, you know, and all of that. The timing probably is the key, though, knowing when to and how to. He's got that.
What are your options there if you can, KJ? Would you go to Shaquem or back to
I'm going to wait and see. Wait and see. We're working on that. We'll let you know when we get there.
Coach, with this team facing 3 elite quarterbacks in the last few weeks, how does it prepare this relatively young defense for another great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers coming in?
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps coming, and you know, next week's another one, and it's just the way it goes, you know. And this is the real gauntlet of the NFL quarterbacks, and it's great for these guys. You know, a lot of our guys have watched Aaron since they were, you know, in grade school and high school and stuff like that. You know, so to have a chance to play against him, and you know, it's important to them, and to see that they can survive it and play well. That's a tremendous accomplishment that adds to the confidence, particularly of the young guys. You know, Tedrick and Trey, those guys, and Delano gets out there too. You know, it's a big deal, those guys, and they're going to go out there and play like, you know, like they're the other guys they've played against, but they'll also recognize who they've been up against, and when the game's over, and it'll be valuable to them.
And then, sorry, one more. Obviously, short weeks are never fun, but having the advantage of being here at home at CenturyLink, any advantage of that?
Yeah, there is an advantage. The short week is hard enough as it is, but you know, these guys are going to probably travel on Tuesday night, I think. You know, the Packers, so they're on the road so soon. You know, that's their day off generally. You know, so. It's a big challenge. There's the good side of it is you get the bigger break on the weekend, and we all benefit from that. But it does help us to be at home, you know, and ready to get in there and, you know, get mixing up with the 12s, and it'll be fun Thursday night.
You think there's still time to accomplish your goals there?
Well, no, I don't think it. I know it. You know, what happened in 2015? You know. I think we were right here, you know, and put on a good little run, and I don't know that in I can't remember right now in 2015 if we felt as clear about our way of doing it as we do now. So it gives us a great opportunity, but we got to go, and we have to take these 1 week at a time and start piling up some wins. And I like our style, and I like our style in playoff mode. I'd like to get that opportunity. So we got a lot of ball to play here. There's a lot of games coming at us and a lot of opportunities at home. And I think we should have nothing but the thoughts that we should build on where we are right now and have a chance to keep going and get better. Hopefully we can stay healthy and give ourselves a chance to play with the same guys.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay.